Too late to sleep, too soon to rise. You turn your head, and there are the mocking electric numerals that glow showing 4:02 a.m. You waited up for me, in anticipation of my return. You wanted to ensure that I was not too drunk, and you were ready to provide me with a large glass of water, and to ask how my evening had been. You weren't entirely sure where I had gone, or who with, because my answers were vague, something muttered about friends and a new bar, but you knew better than to keep asking. You know, if I want to tell you the detail, I will do so. Otherwise, it is better to remain quiet. It wasn't always like this. In fact, at one time, I never went out without you. I either preferred to stay in with you, enjoying a pleasant evening of fine food, wine, and a film, or an early night in bed, where we wrapped ourselves around one another as we explored and delighted. You run a hand across the smooth sheet and it feels cold. There has been no body heat to warm the bed beside you. Once you would be able to turn and see me lying there, content and peaceful, a low snore emanating from my mouth as I lay on my back. Now you have to conjure up the image to see me there, as it has been so long since you have seen it. You eventually headed to bed as midnight came, and in your usual way you were concerned that I had not yet come home, but exhibiting that reasonable approach that you are known for, you preferred to tell yourself that I was obviously enjoying myself, and you would be better served heading upstairs and going to sleep. Except you cannot. You close your eyes, and all you see in your mind's eye are pictures of me cavorting with other women. You do not recognize their faces, but they are young, smooth-limbed, and scantily clad and wrapped around me, a writhing tableau of flesh with me at the centre. You wish you did not think in this way, but this is what always forms in your mind whenever I am late. You wish you did not consider what might be going on, but truth be told, I have not given you the attention or assurances that I once did. Now you feel that you are being mocked by me, as I pour my attention on someone else. You turn and look again at the clock, and see that barely 5 minutes has passed. Where am I? You would call, but no, there is no point. The phone will either be switched off, or it will be on silent, shoved in a pocket somewhere to ensure there is no interruption. You wish your paranoia was just that, but you know there is no good reason for me to be out this late. There never is. The evidence has been steadily mounting as these late-night excursions increase in frequency from monthly to weekly. You have smelt the strong perfume on me when I have eventually appeared and slid silently between the sheets. You have noticed on other occasions the smell of soap or shower gel, as it is clear that we have washed away the recognizable scent of sex from our loins, our fingers, and our mouths. Sometimes, on hearing me enter the house, you have sprung up and switched on the light in the hallway, framing me in a bright light as I stand there. You looked over me, and note how we actually look a little too composed, hair smoothed into place, shirt tucked in as if I have prepared how I would look before returning. And that half smirk I always wore, as I looked at you, never helped either. You used to ask the questions. Where have you been? What time do you think this is? What on earth have you been doing? But you were always brushed off. No matter what approach you adopted, concern that we might have been in an accident, upset that you have missed me, anger at my lack of consideration by returning so late, or so early, depending on how you regard it, it never engendered the reaction you wanted. I showed no shame, no guilt, no sorrow. In fact, it was quite the opposite, a swaggering arrogance as I stood soaking up your emotional output. That always surprised you. You thought I would slink away or push past you, telling you to shut up. But no, I just stood and let you unload on me. Yet more mockery, and always with that strange look in my eyes, as if I was regarding prey, and that salacious slant of the mouth. What was I really thinking about as you tore a strip off me, or cried at how late it was and begged to know what I had been doing? Now there is no point. You remain in bed, hoping for the release of slumber, but it never comes. So many questions reel through your mind. Where am I? Who am I with? Do I kiss her like I used to kiss you? Do I love her? It hurts, but you cannot let go. You want me to explain myself, provide the confirmation to you about my infidelity, and admit the numerous transgressions, but it does not happen. Eventually I appear, sliding in beside you, but always somehow managing to radiate the air of, do not question me. I do as I do. Each time it seems to become later and later, until now it has entered the realm of preventing you from sleeping, but it is never worth rising. The anxiety remains, sweeping over you, as you are caught between wanting to confront me and not wanting to do so, because to take such a step will amount to admission that there really is someone else. For now, you accept the explanations which I offer the next day. Oh, I ran into some friends I had not seen for a while, so it became a late one. Perfume? Yes, there was a lady who I know through work in the bar, and she was wearing a lot of perfume. You can smell soap. Well, I do wash my hands after I've used the bathroom, you know. I lost track of time. I was enjoying myself and wanted to carry on. Is that such a crime? The comments are always made without looking directly at you, but I shoot you a sideways glance as if to check whether you are swallowing my lies. You recognize the signs now, but still you cling to the hope that it is not true, that the lies are truths and that there is nothing to be concerned about. You wish you didn't feel this way, but you still love me and do not want to lose me. You fear the emptiness of a world without me, and so you accept the status of being forgotten about as I embrace the night. You are resigned to your position of remaining awake, fretting and worrying, knowing that you are probably furthest from our minds. You cannot help the way you feel, but sometimes as you lie in the ice-cold bed, the first rind of dawn breaking beyond the blinds, you wish you didn't feel at all. Perhaps then this paralysis would vanish, this existence between something and nothing, the continuance of not quite knowing, but not being ignorant either. That is what pains you the most. This living in between, the surviving in the spaces, residing in the gaps, occupying the hinterland between things. It is draining. If only you could remove your paralysis and reach one place or the other. As it is, you turn and glance at the clock once again and see that it is now too late to sleep and too soon to rise. You are in between, yet again.